Welcome in for another Friday Safety Focus of the Week. This week's code of conduct is to be prompt, start on time, work appointments, projects. Ben, are you with us? Anything you want to add to our code item this week?
Yeah, I'm here. If you're not going to make it on time, call ahead. Let people know.
Excellent job for the month of August. Historically, it's our more frequent personal injury month of the year. We went through it injury free. We're up to 75 days. So my challenge to everybody is to see if we can close out the year without a recordable injury. If we can do it in the month of August, I believe we can do it at any point in time the rest of the season. A lot of hazards. We're doing a lot of difficult projects, but if we work together as a team, communicate those hazards, utilize the hierarchy of controls, I believe we can get through the rest of the year injury free. This week, wanted to quickly highlight our mobile elevated work platforms. I was on a conference call with the AGC this week, and there's been have been some recent accidents throughout New England regarding mobile elevated work platforms, and also that has increased enforcement with OSHA and VOSHA. So wanted to kind of highlight this, put it everybody's radar. We'll be going around, definitely visiting these projects, making sure that we have proper personnel and all the training documents necessary to making sure that we're following the standard. So some of the hazards associated with our mobile elevated work platforms, again, is falls, falling objects coming out of the basket, striking workers below, tip overs, ejections from the lift, structural failures, electrical shock, and entanglement. So a lot of potential for something to go wrong if we don't have if we're not following the best practices. So the number one thing is training. We want to make sure that everyone knows the hazards associated with the aerial lifts. We want to make sure that the operators are competent, trained, have the technical skills to follow the best practices, but also feel comfortable operating the aerial lift. So again, our policy, only trained and authorized persons are allowed to operate, and then contact health and safety for any training needs that you might need over the next couple months. So our best practices here, again, fall protection, it's really the number one issue a lot of the times when spot checking these type of scenarios is we want to make sure we always have our harness and lanyard and being tied off in the basket. That's going to save your life from majority of those hazards that we just spoke about. The preference on the lanyard is the self-retractable lanyards. Those are the ones that work like a seatbelt. They self-retract as you go to and from your connection point, and they do lock in if any sudden movement like your seatbelt works. So again, SRLs is kind of the terminology that we use. All available in health and safety. Get with myself, Austin or Elliot, and we got more coming. So we can make sure that we have the right retractables for this environment. Always staying firmly on the floor, never climb up on the rails of the aerial lift. Do never tie off to adjacent structures as well. You always want to be tied into the basket itself. When we're operating and traveling, do not exceed the low capacity limits. It should be clearly marked on the basket itself, also at the operator controls inside the basket. We shouldn't really ever be using aerial lifts for any picks, tying anything off to swing any rigging or construction materials with an aerial lift. Do not exceed limits, vertical or horizontal reach limits. Keep away from overhead power lines. Again, always maintain that 10-foot clearance to any overhead power, and do not ride over the safety devices. A lot of these machines, especially ours, will start beeping at you. If it's beeping, that means that you're probably pretty off level and you're putting yourself in danger. So we need to retract in and level up our ground and making sure that we're, again, following all the best practices on the manufacturer's recommendations. So we never tip one of these things over. That's really all I had for this training for our mobile elevated work platforms. We do have one and we do rent some out. So if there's any questions or concern, contact Health and Safety and we will get those addressed and do those on the site and more site-specific trainings for on those projects that we have. So
We
that's
own
all I
two.
have, Ken. I'll pass it over to you if you have anything to add.
We own 2 of them.
Oh, we own 2. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. All right, I'll take over here.
Yep.
Share my screen. Get the right window. Sometimes hard to tell here. Oh, it's not quite the one I wanted. Huh. I don't know where we just disappeared to. Okay, well, I'm back here. If I double click, it probably doesn't, does it go to that full screen or is it still a partial screen for you?
We see your email right now, Ken.
Yeah. You mean the email Outlook?
Yeah, we're Outlook. We
Yeah.
see.
Okay, but let me release, reshare. Okay, do you see that? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, so announcements this week. Got the caution and that the local schools are back in session, so be aware of buses and students traveling the streets and allow yourself for more time during that morning commute time, because you know how it is, especially on a longer trip. We've certainly all been stuck behind a school bus. The last one I remember is going out Route 15 in Cambridge from one end to the other, pretty much behind a school bus. So keep that in mind. It's going to slow you down. Monday, of course, is a holiday, so ECI is closed and time records are due by 6 a.m. or around that Tuesday morning. Best to do it this afternoon or Saturday if you're working Saturday. Secure your job site for the weekend. We always traditionally have trouble with vandalism and other problems, theft going on these weekends, so these long weekends. So make sure it's secure. Place the excavator, boom, and bucket next to across the front of the doors and that kind of thing. Make sure you're good and tight in your job site, and secure it also for the hazards to the public. I don't think there's any major rain or anything event like that or wind that's going to cause a disruption. So hopefully we won't have a potential for any kind of flood. So for other news, we have some new ECI babies. So really pretty excited, and congratulations to the parents. Here we have Bethany Ruth Allard, born on the 31st, 6 pounds, 8.8 ounces, to Ken and Elena. Great. There's little Bethany. And we have Alina Grace Piper. She was born on the 22nd, and she was 7 pounds, 9.6 ounces, and parents are Andrew and Brooke. So pretty exciting news at ECI here, and very cute babies. I love the little outfit that Alina, I guess is the way they pronounce it. Love the little outfit there. For the primary healthcare plan, we still have the link on here. They said the weather, nothing looks totally severe. There's a chance of some showers and thunderstorms over the weekend, but flooding events like that shouldn't be an issue for securing your job site, but you never know. So Labor Day weekend celebration. For this week, rather than a project profile, I'm just going through some of the pictures throughout the year of ECI employees working together. They're accomplishing more with greater safety and better quality. So there's certainly some pretty cool pictures. Everyone participating in the efforts to get their projects done. This is out back with some form work, some precast work, I mean. Concrete slab work earlier in the year with our pumper. This is early in the year when we were doing some work at the Shelburne shipyard. Guys hooking up the hook block to the vibration isolator rigging there on the vibratory hammer. This is a recent one from the other night, putting up the lights at the signal lights at Industrial Ave and Williston Road. Kind of a cool picture right from the top looking down with the lights. This was back earlier in the year at the King Street College or King Street area, Maple Street area, down in the trench box doing putting in the little water line there with a curb stop. And then here we have the drillers. Not sure where they are earlier in the year. And we got some paving. This was out on 89, I believe on the bridges in Winooski. Over on Talcott Road, pouring concrete in the invert for the repair of the culvert. And this is up on the Snow Bowl, laying out some conduit for the runs up the mountain. This is over on Harvest Lane, another night project, putting in the sewer. And this is over at Twincraft, doing an auger bore under the railroad. And let's see, I think this is Montpelier, one of the Montpelier jobs, I believe. And the guys are lining up the rail so they can do a weld. And another, I think the other, maybe the other, or one of the other Montpelier jobs again, doing a little track work. And that's what I got for this week for archives. It's been 11 years now since Tropical Storm Irene and we one of the tasks we were assigned was to repair the Green Mountain Railroad Bridge number 114 in Chester. The storm date was August 29th, 2011. I have a link to some more information. But this is the condition of the bridge. It's like, I think around 104-foot span or something like that. It's a through truss. And when we arrived 2 days after the storm, you see it was still pretty nasty out. Sun's ready to come out there, but you can see the disruption it caused, and that bridge was the only thing holding the bridge up was really the rail that continued beyond the bridge itself and was held back by the long stretch of steel cords of tie going back there. That was on our first site visit. That was on the 31st. And then this is the repair team photo. This was the day before the first train, so everything other than a couple small punch list items were ready, and the train was scheduled for the next morning. This was September 13th, so we were there. We didn't really mobilize until I think the 1st, so we were like 13 or 14 days in a row and got it done, got it realigned, stood back up, fixed the track, fixed the abutments, and off and running. Then we did the permanent repairs after that. So that's what I got for this week. And right, there's no hurricanes or tropical storms in the forecast, which is good news. So I'll pass it back to you, Matt. Have a good holiday weekend, everybody, and congratulations to the new ECI babies.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Very exciting. Yeah, like Ken said, let's finish the day off strong so we can enjoy this long holiday weekend. Contact Health and Safety if there's any issues or concerns over today or even over the weekend. Just let me know here for your help. And if you watch in a group setting, please send me over a list that you watched it with so we can capture attendance this morning. Let's have a safe day. Let's have a great day.
Okay, take care, man.